This
session
conference will now be recorded.
on enhanced service safety. Now, I don't know, I'm not sure if you guys attended the previous session that we did. The Ilse presented it after I put together that SOP. It was maybe about a month ago. So the key thing, what we really wanted to do now is to go over our 12 principles of enhanced safety. Now, you all have this information, you've received the handouts, we presented it at our global webinar. But now, of course, like I just mentioned a bit earlier, we are back in touch now, and finally our industry is open. And you can open your doors, you can perform treatments, but the key thing is to really, really stick with these principles to ensure enhanced service safety, but ultimately for the safety of your therapists, of you, and of your clients. And I think what's really great, I mean, I've got the government gazette here with me, and of course we're all waiting in anticipation for the government to release this as we were opening up. And what I found really interesting is that everything what Dermalogica has put down as these 12 principles of safety, well, not everything, but I mean the key things is in the government gazette, and it has been reiterated. So what's really great is how we are all aligned, and we all know what is important and which guidelines and protocols to really stick with. So that's why we found it or thought it's really important just to recap these 12 principles. And then if you've got any questions, because it's important, of course, that you stick with all these new regulations within your skincare centers. So we're just going to go through them. And if you've got any questions in between, please put a comment there, or Ilse Marie, you can just jump in and ask the question if you read the comments and maybe I didn't see it because on my side it's a little block there. So yeah, please do ask as we move along. So the first principle is screening. So of course we know it's very important to pre-screen the clients as they come into your skincare centers. But what you will see there on your right side, and we've got this on the drive available for you to use, is this pre-screening document with these questions that you have to ask your clients. And because we do encourage to take to make pre-appointments, what's best is that you actually email this document to your clients before they come for treatment, and then they can complete it onto this PDF document. So it's a PDF document that will allow your client to either put a line through it or to highlight it yellow. So it's really a great document. They don't need to fill things out in your skincare sector, but they can actually complete it online before coming for treatment. So I really want to encourage you to this. If you don't want to use this document, you can have your own form of document or way to screen or pre-screen your clients, but this is very important to complete, and of course ask your clients all these relevant questions with regards to symptoms and COVID. Also, just a reminder, and it was also listed in the government gazette for our industry specifically, is to keep a register of all your clients. We have shared with you the template of the document that we use in our concept stores. So please let me know if you don't have it, we can send it to you again. But there is a template, but very important. And again, also the government, in the gazette, they did specify that. So please keep a register of all your clients, what temperature they were, the date they've come for treatment. So key, very important, is the screening, but not just the screening, it's actually to keep a register of the clients with their temperatures. It's one thing just to take a temperature, but we have to document it, very important. Okay, so that is the first principle. Our second one is actually leading on to that one, is the clients that's at high risk or the vulnerable groups of people. We do recommend that they don't come for treatments at the moment. So whether they are over 65, and I know in the government gazette, they were actually referring to the age of 60. So I didn't change it on here. I literally took our information from our from Domologica's Enhanced Service Safety. But please also note that in the Government Gazette, they specify that recommended are people of 60, like even employees and owners above the age of 60, or with comorbidity, so vulnerable, must be discouraged from working as well. So it's not just the clients that we recommend don't have treatments, it's also any staff or therapists or owners over the age of 60 are discouraged to work. And then, of course, these underlying medical conditions, serious heart conditions, or as listed here on the screen. So 2 points under this one. So your high risk clients are not advisable to have treatments. And then also staff or yourselves as owners over 60 are discouraged to work. Okay, then the third one is physical distancing. So we like to refer to physical distancing and not social distancing. But just a reminder to always ensure that 1.5 meters of physical distancing, specifically between clients. I mean, we know when we're going to give a treatment, we can't have that physical distancing. But between clients, there needs to be that 1.5 meter of physical distancing. So also key is to stagger your appointments like that. And so not to book your treatments back to back, because we don't want clients in a waiting room or in the reception area really to wait for the therapist to finish with treatment. So slot in sometimes in between your treatments. Of course, firstly, really important is to clean the room and disinfect the room again and put clean linen on. So you would probably need some extra time, more than normal. But then also, the appointment staggering is not just for the cleaning of the treatment room, but to ensure that you don't have clients waiting. I mean, we would really want clients to to actually wait just to come for treatments. I really do, wish all of you the best of success with treatments. We've heard that there's been a bit of a slow uptake, and I think that is the reality now, that some clients might still be, very weary. They want to just stay away. And then you've got clients that just want to come for any type of treatment possible, like Ilse Maria, I think, mentioned this. We are going to see a combination of that in the clients. But yeah, just key there to have that physical distancing. I've put a picture there on the right side. That's actually one of our, that's our Tiger Valley concepts. Also, what they have specified in the Government Gazette for our industry is that these physical distancing signage, well, it needs to be marked on the floor on where the clients need to wait. So it's more specifically for the reception area. So if there's 2 clients that who are waiting to pay, to make another booking then, or let's say more to pay for treatment, very important to put the signage on the floor. Okay, so again, it is specified in the Gazette, so please just stick to that protocol to avoid any fines. I know also we do have Domologica of these signage. It's not on the photo actually, but you would have seen it as part of the PST and the skincare center toolkits that you can sticker that you can put on the floor. But just a reminder, for the reception area specifically, you need to have it clearly marked where the clients need to stand. So just a reminder on that one. And then the reminders on the PPE, I think we are all very used to our masks now. The fabric, the material mask that we have to wear whenever we leave the house, go to the stores, go to the shops, or go to work, very important. But then also now, as specified in the Gazette, part of our protocols is that therapists and stylists who needs to be in very close facial contact with clients also need to wear a face shield. So that's also just something, I mean, previously part of our protocols or our enhanced service safety is that it's advisable, you should wear it, but just note that it is law now in our industry. So if we think of a therapist performing a skin treatment, performing a face mapping skin analysis, the therapists need to wear that face shield. And then also just a reminder for the therapist to then also disinfect this face shield after each client. So after having contact with every single client, these face shields will need to be disinfected. Also, what we have put as part of our enhanced safety standards is to wear an apron. So a freshly laundered or disposable apron during each shift. You will see there on my slide. However, also now part of the with the release of the Government Gazette and our industry opening, they also stated specifically that we have to wear aprons. So if you are wearing material, so nice branded apron that looks really great, you have to wear a clean one with each new client. So, you know, if you've got a few therapists, you know, they will need to have a few of these material aprons, because after each client, it needs to be washed with soap and water. Alternative, like you can see in the photo here, this is Lisa Marie. She's got disposable aprons on. So after each encounter with a client, you have to throw away these aprons and then put a new fresh one on with each new client. So again, just a reminder, it is part of our government protocols now, specifically are these aprons that we from Dermalogica, I mean, long ago when we released these enhanced service safety principles, we recommended it. But now we know for us here in South Africa, it is also now a protocol that needs to be stuck with. So just a big reminder here on the PPE, the face masks, the face shields, and then the aprons. Very important. Hand hygiene. I guess we don't need to talk about hand hygiene anymore. Just how many Dermalogica products can I put on my hands these days? Multivitamin, pore recovery mask, and super rich repair is the best thing for hands that's got too much sanitizer on. But yeah, again, just important to have a station for your clients. So when they walk into your skincare center, there need to be a station for your clients to either wash their hands with soap and water or to have a sanitizer for them upon entry into your skincare center. Again, this is also now part of our government regulations. So please ensure that you do have, whether it's a pillar or just a little table with your hand sanitizer on, because I mean, most of us in our stores don't have basins, of course, they're at the entrance. So to have a little table with a hand sanitizer with maybe a notice that says, you know, we are here, or please sanitize your hands, that is non-negotiable. And then also when your therapists are giving clients a treatment, whether it's a skin treatment, a wax, any type of treatment within the treatment room, also very important for the therapist to wash their hands in front of the client. Okay, so for the therapist to wash hands in front of the client. We spoke about the station for the customers, and then just also handling of cash. I think everywhere they are recommending now to avoid cash as much as possible, to have cashless transaction, to try and have those tap machines for credit cards. But also, if a therapist or you or one of your staff members have handled cash or have handled the client's cards, is to wash the hands before and after, sanitize immediately. And some of the stores are putting like cling wrap over credit card machine and then disinfect that again. So yeah, it's again just to really be mindful of ultimately hand hygiene, because that brings us into the next point of gloves, where there's been lots of, you know, many questions around gloves, and yes, you have to wear gloves. And now I went to the shops now over the weekend, and I saw people wearing gloves. Now the key thing our side, from Dermalogica side, is that we are not recommending gloves over washing of hands. Because when you wear gloves, you tend to feel that you are protected now. You know, your hands are protected. However, you know, still, if you're going to touch something, or you are going to touch a surface, and then you are touching, you know, your body or clothes or some with the gloves, you know, it can still spread the virus. So that's why we don't recommend the use of gloves, specifically when having treatments. So when the client is, you know, going with a therapist into the treatment room or having their nails done, the therapist will then wash their hands for the full 20 seconds, sanitize the hands, and then, of course, give the treatment. And sanitize and wash hands in between the treatments. But if you are going to wear gloves, you will have to, when you touch a surface or an area, you will have to throw away those gloves immediately and then wear a new pair of gloves. Yeah, so gloves are not recommended, except, of course, if clients are requesting it, definitely. So what we have been doing, and from our therapists in our stores as well, is they will explain this to the clients to say that, you know, I'm not wearing gloves in the treatment because I will wash my hands before, during, and in between the treatment and sanitize my hands. But if you do request me to wear gloves, or if you would prefer that, sorry, then of course, by all means, then the therapist will wear gloves. So it's also just to have that communication with the clients, explain to them why we are not wearing gloves, and if they would still prefer, then of course we will wear gloves. Okay, so just a point there on the gloves. Then just a reminder on the professional products. I mean, all products, also again, as per our government gazette, is that all products need to be disinfected before and after each use, plus at the beginning and the end of the day. Okay, so that would mean for testers, retail or professional products, any products that the therapist that we are handling. But also part of our principles here is to ensure that the professional products are stored in a cupboard or in a sealed container, just for that extra safety. And then over and above the storage of these products is to then disinfect and wipe off the products before and after each treatment. And then before and at the end of the day. That's now part of our government regulation. So before and at the end of the day, or at the beginning and at the end of the day, and then throughout the day, just after performing treatments. Then treatment beds. So one of our principles here is to cover our treatment, or to cover your treatment beds or the tables with paper. Or you get different ones that I've seen now on the internet and all the different Facebook groups. That's disposable ones that you can throw away, or then a clean sheet, or then if you are not using those disposable toweling, is that you have to have clean towels for each new treatment. Again, that is listed in our government gazette. Each client will need to have fresh, clean towels. You know, if you are going to perform quite a number of treatments, you might sit with lots of laundry. So you might want to look into disposable toweling, which actually brings me to that point where blankets, and now it's winter, same thing. You know, if you've got those nice thick quilted blankets for the clients, you need to have a fresh, clean one with each client. And then that just reminded me of electric blankets. I don't know, then it's maybe nicer to just have your electric blankets, the bottom, then your towels, and then either your disposable towel or then just your clean towels for each client, and then just something light over the client, not those thick, nice ones. Yeah, it depends what is your setup like, but of course, just to keep all the linen in consideration, as it needs to be clean, new, fresh ones with each new client. Disinfecting of equipment. So again, the same as with the product. So all the equipment that you are using, needs to be disinfected after each treatment, of course, except of course if it is disposable. But the same with your electrical equipment, needs to be wiped before and after each use. The same as with all surfaces, disinfected before and after each use. And then the containers. So the containers, this is 2 of the containers that we've got in our concept store, just 2 little plastic containers. But what's very important is that it needs to be labeled and it needs to be separated. So, and it's also great for the therapist to show the clients this. So you'll see that here is my disinfected equipment or tools that I'm going to use in your treatment. So for example, in that clean container is a BT micro, there's a BT sonic brush, there's the packet with the cotton wool and the tissues and everything that the therapist will need for the treatment. And it's the same as with the tent cards on the beds, where you can really show the clients, this room has been sanitized, disinfected, everything that I'm going to use in your treatment. So it also just gives the clients that bit of assurance that, I am good care. So very important here is to keep everything separated in well-marked containers. And then disinfecting the area. So, the entire skincare center, treatment room, everything needs to be disinfected, not just when it's soiled, but also at least hourly. So also important to disinfect everything within the skincare center. Whenever there was a client, so whenever you've had a client in your skincare center or at the nail station, that area needs to be disinfected. And then if you didn't have clients necessarily at a specific station, we do suggest to do it at least once an hour. And then the same, beginning and at the end of each day. Also in the government gazette, they did highlight there and recommend to keep your windows and all the doors open as far as possible, just to ensure for adequate ventilation. So that's just really recommended there, is to keep as much windows and doors open as possible. And then the last principle of our 12 principles of enhanced service safety is with regards to testers. So all retail testers needs to be wiped down again before and after each use, like I mentioned with the professional products. We don't use jars in Dermalogica, but if you do have products in your businesses with jars, definitely not recommended. And then, we also recommend just to put the testers on the client's hands and for the therapist to handle the testers. But as with the professional products, you will see there, the photos that we use in our concept stores is to keep the testers also clean in a sealed container in a cupboard. And not for now to keep it out on the retail shelves where we usually like to keep it, because we do encourage them to play. But now, of course, the clients can still play, but with the guidance and the help of a therapist, which is also what we want to encourage in any event. Okay, so that's just a reminder on the testers, not to keep them on the retail shelves anymore for this time, but to keep them clean, disinfected in a sealed container in a cupboard. Right, so that's just a reminders on our 12 principles of enhanced safety. Now that we are back in touch and we want to get our clients, not necessarily just now to have, the one treatment after the other. I do think the reality is, clients might not stream in for treatments now, but they definitely have a need for advice. They've got a need for guidance, whether it's with their skin or hair. There's only so much online hair. I've read so many interesting things of do-it-yourself, cutting your hair and coloring your hair at home. But luckily we've got the best products at home. But yeah, I think the reality is that the clients won't necessarily stream in for treatments, but they definitely want advice and they want your products in your businesses. So just a reminder on these 12 principles of enhanced safety, the one on the left is the one with a bit more detail that we went through for you and for your therapist. But the one on the right is it's just more a summary of them, and this is the consumer-facing one. So this is also what we will use from our side and from marketing is to create awareness for our consumers. So you might have seen this on social media as well. If not, you will see it soon, where we will create the awareness for our consumers. So consumers will walk into your skincare center and they might ask, have you been Clean Touch certified? Are you sticking with the 12 principles? So we want the consumers to know what these 12 principles of enhanced safety is. Again, so that they know they can come for a skin treatment or for any treatment in your businesses, and they can feel, again, rest assured that you are looking after their safety. Then just an update on our Clean Touch certification. I really hope and trust that all of you online now at the moment has been Clean Touch certified. So you went and did the online training, and then you've taken the pledge. Remember, that's not where it ends. It doesn't end just with the training, but after the training, as you complete that quiz, you take the pledge, and then you get the certificate. So just to give you an update, as of this morning in South Africa, we've had 1,283 people who has done the Clean Touch certification and who has taken the pledge. Just to let you know, we are actually making it part of our T's and C's now, Dermalogica's T's and C's. And also, any therapist or non-therapist who's completing the Derm DNA training for therapists and the Derm DNA training for product advisors, so your nail technicians, barbers, etc. Before getting certified on the last day, they will also have to complete the Clean Touch certification training, the pledge and certificate before they can actually get their Dermalogica certified status. So this is not a once-off thing, with COVID and the hype. This is going to be an ongoing qualification that all our therapists and non-therapists within a Dermalogica skincare center need to have. Okay, so just to give you an update there, it's not going away, it's not going anywhere. We are going to continue to drive this. And ultimately, this is for your therapist and for your staff and your clients' best interests. So just an update on that and a great reminder. Another reminder here is our PST toolkits and the SOP that we've made available for all of you. So on the left, you've got the therapist toolkits as well as the skincare center toolkit. And you would have received this information, what it includes, and the cost. I think it's a really good cost. I mean, the therapist toolkit is 180 Rand for 2 branded masks, 1 face shield, and a hand sanitizer. Then, of course, for your skincare centers, then are 4 of those floor decals, the nice Dermalogica branded round ones that you can stick on the floor, and that will indicate the social or physical distancing. 1 window decal on the Clean Touch certification that we are going to do lots of hype and marketing around to consumers. And then treatment room tent cards. So it's those tent cards that you will put on the bed that will indicate that the room has been sanitized, it's clean, fresh linen. So again, for the clients to see that. And then also display sheets for 210 Rand. So just a reminder on that. And then also there's the SOP that you can use as an example. If you want to edit it, you can make changes and make it your own for your business. And then lastly, just some excitement, what's coming up. So today was a recap on our 12 principles, now that we are back in touch and back in your skincare centers. But then over the next few Mondays as well, we've got a great lineup for our business owner forum. So next week, we've got maximizing the deals in your business, especially now in these times that we are at. affiliate, so all the questions answered on the affiliate program. Again, there's still going to be lots of clients, especially over the next few months and weeks. Now that reality is we do see a spike at the moment, that might not want to come into your business. They might just want to continue to shop online. I mean, I've never shopped online in my life before, and of course now every week I'm getting a delivery. So make sure you are part of the affiliate program and to get commission. And then you guys, or the business owners, will give feedback and really share some great stories around the PPE and implementing these enhanced service safety standards, and then some great tips and activations to get your business back on track. Right, so on the right side is our education calendar. So you would have seen our education calendar for July and August went out with great new workshops on retail, and we've spoken about this a few weeks ago when we went through the calendar. But there's some great workshops that will enable your therapists to be successful online, to offer online consultations, mirror meets with the clients, hosting events, skincare parties online, because that is the reality. It's going to be our new normal, is to do lots of different things online. And so make sure you get your team booked up on all these new workshops. So great things coming up. We really want to stay connected with all of you. So yeah, from my side, all the best. Really stay safe. And yeah, I really wish you guys all the best in your businesses and with treatments and recommendations with the times ahead. Thank you. That's it from my side, Ilse Marie. Does anyone have any questions?
Good to see you. Thanks so much, Marja. We really appreciate it. It was actually so great to go through the 12 steps again. I think it was a great recap, and I think, some people had to hear it again. I know I had to recap myself again on that as well. And yeah, looking forward to seeing everyone for our next session on Monday on maximizing deals within your business. So thanks again for joining us. If there's any questions, please just unmute your mic and ask us the questions if you have one. We'll give a moment for that.
Well, I see there in the comment box, there's nothing there. But if anyone would like to ask something there in the chat box, all good.
Yeah, but if you have any questions, also questions usually pop up afterwards. That's how it usually works. You're more than welcome to ask your BC, and they can definitely assist you with this as well. But thanks again, everyone, and I'm wishing you a wonderful afternoon further.
Great, dankie. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.